Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Now, I wouldn't usually cover stories that are open with the trial going on at the minute, but due to the amount of evidence that has come out, I'm going to mainly focus on the history. And also, one of the defendants has also made an official statement, so that's public domain information, so I'm going to discuss that too. It involves the murder of Christopher Lewis, rest in peace. He was a father, he's a young man, and he was shot dead outside his mother's house in Chapeltown on August the 1st, 2018. The day before, someone had also shot at his house too. And the police revealed in court that Christopher Lewis was a recognised member of a gang called The Flock from Chapeltown Estate. He had previous offences for drug possession 8 times. The men on trial for his murder are Denzil Brown, Jonathan Gledhill and Mark Gray, and also Denzil Brown Jr., who is a professional boxer. He's on trial allegedly for assisting an offender, so giving Mark and Jonathan a lift, which the authorities say slowed down them getting him. What had happened is Jonathan, Mark and Brown Jr. was in an area where there was attacked and stabbed. Brown Jr. was stabbed in the back with an axe. He messaged his dad to tell him about this, and I'm not sure if it's before or after a fight that occurred with Christopher Lewis's friends at the Oracle nightclub. CCTV showed two of the defendants, Clark and Gledhill, chasing members of the Flock away. They chased them from the Oracle bar. They chased them into a McDonald's, and this happened at 10 to 3 in the morning. And not long after that, Christopher Lewis went to Norman's bar where he was with a girl. He was approached by Gray and Clark threw a punch at him. At this point, Lewis ran off and then threw a bottle at them. This was also caught on CCTV. The prosecution has also said that they know the time Lewis was shot, there was CCTV next to his house, next to Christopher Lewis's house. Gledhill is seen running down the ginnel. 5 seconds later, Gray follows him. They did this together. 4 or 5 minutes later, CCTV picks up the defendants 2 streets away, literally spitting distance from where the gunman shot Mr. Lewis minutes earlier. And the way they implicate Denzil Brown Sr. in it is they say he picked them up straight after. So his son give them a lift at some other point, but his dad give them a lift straight after the murder. And this on its own is enough to put you on trial for murder nowadays. So he is on trial for murder too, just for what they say was giving them a lift. And they've got a lot of CCTV of his car going down Chapeltown Road and turning right onto St Martin's View into St Martin's Gardens and the address of his sister's house after that. So this seems to, from what they're trying to make out, is that an altercation has occurred and then it's become a tit for tat. And also something to note is at this Oracle nightclub, they were shouting Free J-Man, some people there that was anti-Flock. So these people are not part of this gang and they are against it. And J-Man killed one of their members. I will explain a bit of the history about that now. I'm going to start in 2016 where there was a series of shootings in what police said was an ongoing feud. One of the most major of these was a member of the Flock called Dwight Halliday. He was chased at high speed by an Audi S3 while driving through rush hour traffic on Roundhay Road in a black Vauxhall Astra hire car. Someone in the Audi then decides to draw a gun and fire at Halliday. The Audi crashes into the Astra before driving off, and Halliday decides to abandon his crumpled car and hide in nearby shops. Police recover the Astra and find a spent bullet, so a bullet that had been shot, in the boot, but they also find a pair of gloves with Halliday's DNA on them and also gunshot residue, so that would imply he shot back. Halliday from Hunslet is jailed 4 months later. He's given a life term in the UK, that's 25 years, to serve a minimum of 8 years and 6 months after being found guilty of possession of a 9mm firearm, ammunition and a silencer with intent. After the West Indian 19 years for the attempt murder in that case, shootings that same year on Maud Street and Maud Avenue, Beeston, both of them was connected. And also in 2017, Levs Montana, he was a good rapper, he was coming through on Link Up TV, and he got 6 years in an operation the police did called the Rico Line. What actually happened was, what went against him a lot was his video. He did it outside this house, and the house is not, it's very describable. For example, if you was a police officer that worked in that area every other day and you seen that house, you'd recognise it, especially with the door. They actually found out out what door it was and everything. It turned out that was his trap yard, and also where he kept firearms on Wybeck Valley Road in Leeds. Cedric Leiby, whose flat it actually was also convicted too. All of them that was involved in that case with Leeds, Montana, they are Congolese nationals and they face deportation after completing their sentences. So that's a shame for Leeds, Montana. I'm not sure the reasons as to why he came to England initially. I know the Congo has problems, but it's a shame that he's going to potentially lose that right. Another member of the flock who was jailed in 2017 was Emmanuel Gardner. It was following a police investigation into the Union drugs line operation. Gardner moved to Leeds from Birmingham. He's actually a fellow Brummie, and he caught police attention around 2016. Drugs were seized from his property along with a shotgun and a loaded revolver. A Facebook profile and a Snapchat account were found during the investigation, which revealed Gardner to be a member of the flock. In May 2018, 3 men pulled up alongside a BMW at a set of traffic lights on Bermontoft Street by St James's Hospital. They begin attacking the BMW, and one of them pulls out a handgun and shoots at a 23-year-old man who was sitting in the passenger seat. The attackers flee, and the victim is taken to hospital where he is treated before he's been arrested on suspicion possession of a firearm with intent to cause fear of violence. No arrests were ever made in that case. Another 4 shootings that was unrelated occurred in May, and then in July a shotgun is fired at a house in Devon Close, Little London. I thought this was a nickname. This is actually the area name, am I correct? Like, how ironic that they're calling it Little London. No one is injured in the but the house is damaged. Around 90 minutes later, a 17-year-old kid is shot with a shotgun on Pasture Road. He suffers injuries to his chest, arm and face, so he's very lucky to be alive. They believe them shootings was related. Jordan Williams of Loch Lane was actually found guilty possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, a sawn-off shotgun. The 17-year-old was charged in connection with that. So that is just a long list of some of the attacks that have related to members from the gang called the Flock. And their music, like I said, it's not massive, but it was definitely growing.
Man, talk about block, man, talk about gang, man, talk about grey. You know, man, I'm trying to see a block with them stains and you know we got sprays. Yeah, why the nigga talking shit, but you know my man, I'm gonna let it rain. Hey, you know, call me Joker. Yo. Niggas calling me D9, call me the flocker. Niggas talking this dumb shit, chop you up, leave your locker. You don't even really want a beef, man, I got you girl and she a shopper. Then my niggas in, then you know we get the money, then she give me up.
But until then, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. The Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Peace.